Hello students. In this presentation, we are going to see about applet programming, which is unit number 5. Okay. So applet programming in Java. Okay. Now, first we have to understand why we have to know about applets. We have to know about applets. See, the history of applet, first I'll tell you. In 1980s, we started using web pages. So when we started using web pages, you know very well, web pages contains contents, right? Web pages contains contents. Content is nothing. It's an information. It's an information. It's an information. So information, what we will be having in that, we will be having characters. We will be having characters, symbols, and so on. Okay, characters, symbols, and so on. So in characters and symbols are okay, but if you want to represent any graphics in the sense any square box or any rectangle box or any animations, if you want to include animations, any object means the items what I have drawn here: square structure, a rectangle. And if you want to include any animation into what? Into web pages, we need support of applets. We need support of applets, which is provided by what? Which is provided by Java. Okay, that is a feature. Actually, applet is a feature which is provided by Java. Okay, all right. So in those times, in web pages, what we have used? Applets we have used. Applets we have used to include GUI. To include GUI. Actually, GUI is nothing. Graphic user interface. So graphic user interface in the sense, see, now on the screen, I have some graphics here. Stop share. And you can see some icons, my computer icons. You can, so my computer icons, my computer icon will be like this. Okay, this is called as graphic user interface. First, we have started communicating with the system by using CUI. CUI means character user interface. So character user interface means we will open the command prompt. The command prompt screen, we know what is command prompt screen, CMD screen, which we will execute Java code. So like that window will be there. In that we will type something. That command will retrieve my computer or any other task to be performed. Everything we will manipulate through command prompt only. So that is CUI. Then GUI came. GUI means graphic user interface. All right. Now, excuse me. The evaluation of mm, operating system, we have to see. Then we will come to applet. Okay. So I will take the next page for better understanding because I have very less space here to write. Okay. So coming to operating systems. The very first operating system, using GUI. Okay, not CUI. CUI means graphic user interface. GUI means, sorry, CUI means character user interface. GUI means what? Graphic user interface. First we had DOS operating system. DOS operating system means disk operating system. Okay, disk operating system. Then secondly, the evaluation of operating system is secondly, we had Windows XP, then Microsoft introduced. So all this is nothing MS-DOS. Okay, actually MS-DOS, Microsoft Disk Operating System, then Windows XP, then Vista, Windows Vista, then Windows 7, then Windows 10, then Windows 11. So presently we are using Windows 11. So present generation we have this one. Okay. All right. Now see the evaluation of operating system you see from top to bottom. So these are the things we have crossed. We have crossed. Actually, when we dealing with the MS-DOS, okay, this is GUI under GUI, graphic user interface. You see, uh, for every operating system, we need something called as browser. We need something called as what? Browser. Let me write here, browser. Okay. The very first browser they have introduced, IE. IE means what? You might have seen this, Internet Explorer. Okay, so in Internet Explorer, okay, the first browser from the Microsoft Internet Explorer, which is capable to execute applets. Okay, execute applets. And later on, after Internet Explorer, okay, Netscape or Netscape so this browser has been introduced. This browser also uh, execute capable to execute applets. Okay, applet code. Next after Netscape, then Firefox. Okay, so these are the popular three uh, browsers. One, Netscape is two, and Firefox is three. These three browsers where it is capable to execute applet codes. Okay. Later on, what happened when when the evaluation of web pages become popular. See, HTML plus um, HTML plus applets, we had the web pages. Okay, so when we had this browser, so when we want to run the applets by using these three browsers, we can execute applets. Okay, we can execute applets. But when Windows XP came into the picture, when Windows Vista came into the picture, when Windows 7 came into the picture, 10 and 11, applets we have stopped using. The reason is, to replace applets, we had something called as CSS, cascading style sheet. Nowadays, we are using this thing, CSS, and we had JavaScript. Okay, these all things are useful, which means instead of applets, we are using nowadays CSS, Java, and so on, where we can make a graphic, and that graphic can be included in the web pages. Okay, so the main purpose of applet is to create the graphic. That graphic has to be injected into the web page. Okay, so this is our introduction about the applet. Why we are studying applet? Okay, nowadays we are not using applet in our lab. We are using because it is a part of our syllabus, so that we have to learn about applets. Okay, all right. Now, um, you see, to implement applet, we need HTML tag. Okay, so we need some knowledge of HTML, uh, and that HTML tag we are going to merge with what? Java code. Okay, we are going to merge with Java code. So Java code plus HTML tag, that is nothing what? Applet. It is going to produce one output. That output is going to display on the applet. So this is the applet window you might have seen in the lab when you execute applet programs. There will be some icons like this. Okay, and here the component what we expect that will be done. Okay, component. So maybe a line, or maybe a circle, or maybe a rectangle, or maybe the square. These are the graphics. Okay, so we are in the applet. Okay, now we will see one by one. We will see one by one. Like, so we have listed here introduction, how applet differs from application, then how to prepare applet code, and how to build the code, applet lifecycle, and so on. Many items we have here. One by one we will see. Okay, first introduction. So some introduction I have given about the applet. First we will see what is applet and the types of applets we have. So one by one we will see. Now, uh, what is applet? Okay, what is applet? Just a minute, let me try to get some other color. Will it work? Yes, it is working. Let me take green. Okay, so an applet is the small Java program that runs inside the web browser. Yes, absolutely. Not nowadays. Nowadays, we have browsers like Microsoft Edge. Okay, Microsoft Edge we have. Microsoft Edge will not support Applet, and Chrome, the popular one, Chrome will not support Applet. Okay, present browser what we are using in our daily life presently in this generation, that will not support applet completely. Okay, so how we can run the applet? How we can run the applet through command prompt, which means internally into the system we can run the applet code. We can run the applet code. Okay, all right. So what I'm trying to say, let me rub this. See here, the statement I've given runs inside the web browser. Runs inside the web browser. uh, so runs inside the web browser. Okay, so web browser in the sense I'm talking about Netscape, Internet Explorer, and Firefox. In the previous slide, if you see, the previous slide, if you see, yeah, just a minute. The previous slide, let me show you. Yeah. Yeah, in previous slide, I have told you Internet Explorer, Netscape, and Firefox are able to process applet code. For that thing only, they have given here inside a web browser. Inside the web browser, okay, runs inside the web browser or an applet viewer. So here in practical, we have done an applet viewer. Okay, so we have to execute applet code by giving applet viewer for space the name of the program dot Java. Okay, so if you give this, the applet uh, window will be opened. In that, your output will be shown. So in two ways we can execute, we can run the applet code. The applet code can be run in the two ways. The first way is what? Web browser. The second way is what? Second way is applet viewer. Okay, all right. Now let me rub this. Yeah. Oh, it is not going. I don't know why. Okay. Now let me choose the pen for writing. Okay. Let me change the color red to red. Okay. Now, if you see, yeah. Now, yeah. All right. It is used to make web pages interactive. Yes. See, a web page may contain some content, okay, and we will be having some button here, submit button. Okay, let me write here submit. Okay, may contain submit button. Okay, and we will be having some scroll bars here that also we can make through what? Through applet, through applet code. So the statement says that it is used to make web pages interactive. So how it is interactive? Because we are going to communicate with the server by using these buttons. And sometimes you might have seen click here like that. If you click that, it will direct to some other page. Okay. So we are communicating with the system by using what? Applet code. So web pages are interactive, like showing animations and games or simple GUI elements. So what is GUI? Graphic user interface. Okay, GUI elements may be anything. For example, presently one pointer is moving here and there. This is also considered as one GUI element because this is look like a pen and which is used to point out the particular item. So showing if I round up scrolling, this is also GUI only, GUI component. Okay. All right. Now, now we have two types of applets. One is local applet, the other one is remote applet. What is local applet? The local applet is stored and run from the user computer. So uh, in lab and all we are doing now, that is local applet. It can access some local resources and mostly used for testing or development. So local resources in the sense, see to run a code, what are the things we need? We need some components, system components. We need some system components. System components like we need a processor, we need an entire computer setup to run this code. Okay, local resources it will access and monitor it is going to display. That is also one local resource only, mostly used for testing or development. So if you are making one applet code which is used to develop a web page, then that is we have to test it whether it is working or not. See, addition of two numbers, that program we have studied where in applet. So we will give two numbers, that numbers will be added. So the two numbers, after giving that, there will be symbols like plus symbol in a box. Okay, the plus symbol, if you click, the result will be generated in the next text box. So here the buttons, the text boxes are considered as what? GUI, graphic user interface. It is interacting with us. We are operating it and it is going to give output. We are interacting with the system. So by using what? This is called as local applet. Coming to remote applet, the remote applet which is going to be in the server side. So see, uh, actually we will be having server like this somewhere geographically server. Okay, and we will be having system somewhere. So we will be sitting somewhere, multiple users. This multiple users can access the server. We can access the server, multiple users. So in server, there will be many applet codes in the web pages. Okay, so if you read out the statement, the remote applet, it is going to be somewhere. Okay, geographically, that's why it is remote applet. It is stored on the web server. Where we have web server, we have web server here. This is web server. Okay, sorry, this is web server. Okay, this entire box is web server. It is going to be somewhere and downloaded to the downloaded to run in the browser. So that can be downloaded to the system to run the download to the system. So browser, where it will be, browser will be in all the systems. Okay, the browsers are able to run that code. This is called as remote applet. So remote applet means what? It will be somewhere in the server, web server, that we are going to download into the system, and in the system we will be having web browser. That web browser is going to run that remote applet. Okay, here for security reason, it cannot access local files and is used for interactive web content, which means, you see, uh, in our system, see, now I'm using laptop. So through this laptop, I can communicate with the server. So when we browse something to the server, so when we are browsing something, it will be connected with the server only. When we connected with the server, the server should not access any local files in my systems. Okay. So what I'm requesting for here, for that only response has to come. It should not touch any local files in my systems. For example, my photos, it should not accept, it should not access without my consent until unless I upload it. For example, Facebook, FB, Facebook, if you are uploading any photos from your system, then only it will be uploaded. Automatically, it will not take without your consent, right? So that is the meaning here. For some security reasons, okay, it cannot access local files which is in your system and is used for interactive web content. Interactive web content means for that purpose only we have applet. Interactive web content means, for example, a value I'm going to give in this, b value I'm going to give in this, and I will be having buttons here. So plus symbol, subtraction symbol, and here result I'm going to see. So first value I will give here, second value I will give here. This will be just, if I click on plus button, then it is going to be 9 here. If I click on minus button, then it is -1. Okay. So we are interacting here. We are interacting with the system. That's why it is called as what? Interactive, interactive web content. Interactive web content. All right. Okay. Now, so we have seen about the types of applets, local applet and remote applet. Next, we will move on to the next slide. Let me click on this, put it down. Uh, yeah. So, yeah. Okay. So now let me clear the screen quickly. See, next we are going to see about what? We are going to see about the difference between the normal application and the applet. Okay, normal application and the applet. See, students, this good video going to be very lengthy because we have more content. Okay, so please be patient to watch this video because it contains many information. Don't be lazy when you're watching this thing. So pass. If you feel lazy, you pass it and you take some rest, and after that you come back. Don't take rest for a long time. Okay. All right. Now, now how applet differ from applications. So here we have applet and here we have application. Okay. So first in execution, what difference we have with the applet and with the application. So Applet cannot run independently. It needs what? Browser and applet viewer, as I said before. Okay, browser, web browsers like Netscape we need, or we need um, Netscape or Internet Explorer IE or Firefox. So in this three only it will run. It will not run in the present browsers like Edge. We cannot run applet in Edge. We cannot run. We cannot applet in Chrome. Okay, it will not support. Okay, whereas in applications runs independently on the computer, so that everyone knows. Application means it may be anything. That application means, for example, Instagram, WhatsApp, this and all, it will run independently in any system. Coming to purpose, what purpose? To provide interactive content on the web pages, that we know already. For general purpose computing, we are using this thing, applications. Okay. For general purpose computing means, some examples we can say. We can say WhatsApp. We can say WhatsApp. We can say any bank applications. This all comes under this. Okay. Coming to file access restricted, okay, for security reason, especially remote applets. So in the previous slide itself, I have explained what is remote applets for some security reasons. See, remote applet, it is going to be somewhere in the server that we are going to access in your system. When you are accessing it, it should not make any modification in your system. What data we have in our system, photos or videos, audio, it should not alter anything, or it should not take it, so that it is restricted. Okay, file access in this can access only local files freely. Yes, I can access my files freely through the application. See, if I use WhatsApp, if I logged in with my system through WhatsApp, I can send my pictures. Okay, that is up to me. My pictures, my documents I can send, my videos I can send. So these are the all possible ways we have. These are the all possible ways in applications, not in applet. Okay, coming to user interface. So usually embedded in the web pages. Yes, absolutely. In a web page, we will be having some component, graphic component. Through that graphic component, we are going to communicate with what? To the server. To the server, we are going to communicate. Okay, can have its own windowed GUI or console. See, for WhatsApp and all, we will be having some icons. Some icons. That icons may be anything. For status, we have some icon. For status, we have to see the status, we have icon. To uh, for profile picture, we have some icon. If you are not keeping profile picture, then something will be there. That is nothing. That is a graphics actually. Okay. Next, deployment. How we are going to implement it? Deployment. Downloaded from the web or run locally in your viewer. So in lab we are doing, as well as in web we are unable to do now, but in 1980s, 90s and all they have done that. So next, installed and run on local machine. Yes, absolutely. WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook Lite, some bank application that can be performed, that can be installed, and it can be run in the local machine. Coming to security, finally, coming to security, it runs in the sandbox, limited access. So sandbox and the limited access. See, sandbox means nothing. It is a uh, box which is in the system, in our system itself. Nowadays we don't have. There it can be run. Limited access also, and full access to the system resources. Yes, of course, we can, for example, we can in Facebook, if you want to upload something like your photos or any videos, that we have freedom to do that, and the full file access can be given, because when we install, we are giving that provision that app can access the files, local files. We are only giving that allow of some. It will ask you, do you want me to allow the access, give me access for access the local files, then allow will be there, and one side, not don't allow, like that it will be there, you will allow that. If you allow, then it is saying which is saying that you are giving concern to mutual concern to the system. Okay. Also, this is all about how applet differ from applications. Okay, coming to next slide, preparing to write applets. See, this all things and all we know already, even though we'll try to understand this. Okay, okay, all right. Preparing to write applets. So now, uh, so how we can write applet code. So here we have some steps, the following steps that involved in developing and testing an applet. All right. Now, building an applet code, first it requires what? Java file, right? So what we will do in lab, to run the applet code for what are the things we will follow, that only we have to write. First, we need Java code. Okay, that is nothing Java file. Okay, then we need class file. So class file, from where we will get class file is nothing when we compile. Okay, when we compile the Java file, the Java code, you will get class file. So that will be in the extension of dot class. This one will be in the extension of dot Java. Okay, firstly Java file is required, secondly class file is required. Okay, so creating an executable applet. Okay, third one, we need what? HTML file. Okay, we need HTML file. So HTML file, see, we can, let me write here. See, Java code itself, we can include HTML code also inside it. That is nothing. We will be having applet space code is equal to, so that name will be there, and followed by that uh, width is equal to 500, height is equal to something we will give, and applet we will close. So this is the tag has to include in this in the Java file itself. Otherwise, you can write it outside this thing, and here you can write complete Java code only. So we need HTML code also that we have here. Coming to fourth one, applet tag. Yeah, this is the one. So this one, if you need any design, we can perform this. Otherwise, no need. Okay. In this applet tag, so applet tag, it is belongs to HTML. Actually, applet tag is belongs to HTML tag. That feature we are utilizing here. Okay. Coming to fifth one, incorporating applet tag with the web page. So how we are going to incorporate with the web applet to the web page? When we execute, the applet tag contained file, applet tag contained file, we are going to incorporate. What is the meaning of incorporate? See, we are going to communicate with something together, right? Next, creating HTML file, then finally testing the applet code. Testing the applet code is nothing. When we get output, in the output, whatever we expected, if it is there, then test passed, otherwise test failed. Okay. So these are the steps we have for preparing applet code. Okay. Coming to next one, building applet code. So in building applet code, sorry, the building the applet code, two classes of Java library are essential, namely, why it is standing here? Let me bring it down. Okay, essential, namely applet and the graphics. Okay, for that purpose only. The applet class is contained in Java applet package, provides life and behavior to the applet through its methods such as init method, start method, etc. So init method already we have seen in class, init, start method, we have paint method, this all things. So in graphics class, we have what? Paint method. So in applet class, so we are going to focus on mainly two classes. First one is applet class. Second one is what? Second one is graphics class. So applet class is contained in Java package, Java applet package. Uh, so where we can import init function, start function. Coming to graphics class, we will be having paint method. So paint method, it is used to, so consider this is a applet window. In that window, if you want to draw something, the paint method is responsible. Paint method is responsible to draw it. So paint method, which where it is located, it is located in what? Graphics class. Paint method, it is located in graphics class. Okay. So in graphics class, we have paint method that will be utilized. So we have to import what? We have to import the package java.awt package. Here AWT stands for abstract window toolkit. Okay. So abstract window toolkit, in that package, we have paint method that we are going to use. Okay. So two popular classes which is used to build applet code. What are the two popular classes? First one is applet class. Second one is what? Graphics class. So if you want to import applet class, which thing we have to import? Import space java dot applet dot star. Okay. So if you want to import graphics, then import space java dot awt dot star, then break. So this will bring paint method. This is going to bring init method, start method, destroy method. Okay, these are the methods can be taken if you are using this one. If you are using this, if you are importing this, and paint method will be taken by using AWT. So paint method which is present in the AWT package. Okay. So these two classes are important to include these methods. Which method? Start init method, start method, and uh, uh, we have a paint method in graphics class. Coming to next slide. So this is the syntax. Okay. Yeah. This is the syntax for applet. The syntax for applet. So we can give this example in the examination if the question is asked for. Okay. So if you notice one thing in the syntax, this is common for all the applet programs, which one? AWT and applet. So AWT, for what purpose we are importing? AWT is going to provide what? It is going to provide AWT, it is going to provide paint method. Okay, it is going to provide paint method, and applet is going to give us what? Init method, uh, start method, destroy method. Okay, that purpose. Okay, and we have some other statement which is depend upon the requirement of the program. Okay, next, public class applet, we can give any name in this, no problem. Class name extend applet, this should be capital letter. Okay, extend applet means extend keyword we will use for inheritance purpose. So what we are inheriting here? We are inheriting the functions of, see, we are inheriting the applet functions, some of the variables from the applet package. So applet package we have here, from that we are importing something to this class. That is the meaning. Okay, and here we will be having some statement which is belongs to that particular program, and here we have paint method to perform, to draw, not perform, to draw the component on the applet window. This is applet window where we will be having the icons like this, and here we will be having the components. So you can draw a line, you can draw a circle. These are all called as components or objects. Components or objects. Okay, right. So this is about syntax of the applet. Syntax of the applet. All right. Now we will go on to the next slide. So now we are in the very important question, that important topic, applet life cycle. So applet life cycle, let me explain it very quickly. See, when we execute the code, first we will compile, then we will execute. When we execute, immediately applet window will be pop up. Okay. Once the applet window is popped up, okay, we will stop here. We will see in the next class.